This behind-the-scenes segment contains several spoilers for Series 5.
And action!
The new season of Doc Martin promises plenty of surprises.
I'm here, in the hotel. Come down to the reception with the baby now.
Season 5 is different because at the end of season 4 we had the baby, and once again it looks like the Doc and Louisa are thrown together by circumstance, having spent the whole series trying to be with each other and not really getting it together.
So what happened at the end of the 4th series was the birth of their child, and Martin uncharacteristically, spontaneously declaring his love for Louisa, although he didn't use the L word because he would find that abhorrent. And they came together at the 11th hour when she gave birth slightly prematurely in a pub out in the moors.
Season 5 is a huge challenge for us and quite exciting as well because we of course have a baby, and we knew at the end of series 4 that we had this baby to deal with, and we were thinking, oh my God, normally it's just always been the relationship that's kept, it's been bubbling under each episode, and then we have to deal with it, well, we've got to deal with it head on because we've got this baby, and what are we going to do? So that's been the biggest challenge, and actually it's been great because we've been able to start Martin and Louisa off in a completely new place.
But it was so much fun being here and playing opposite Martin, and then it evolved a sort of chemistry between them, I think.
What people? I don't know. Stop asking inane questions.
The thing that grounds me with what I love about my job is doing the scenes with Caroline, who plays Louisa, finding the level of dysfunction and the torture, using the givens that we know we actually adore each other and respect and enjoy each other, and then going and turning it and making it not work. And there aren't any angels or harps playing when they meet their car horns and crash sounds, but I absolutely love acting those scenes with her.
And action! Mrs. Tichel.
Empty. Almost too empty.
She must be somewhere else in the hotel.
Where are they? They've got 2 restaurants here, cellars, acres of ground.
I mean, Martin's amazing to work with. He's incredibly, he's funny, he makes you feel very relaxed. It just, the whole job to start with was just a lot of fun, and I was absolutely thrilled to be asked back to come and do some more.
She said something about me sending a couple to her that would let her know where to go.
Couple of what?
A couple, people.
What people?
I don't know, stop asking inane questions!
So he's stuck here, he's back being the GP and living with Louisa, which is lovely because he's with the baby, but he's himself and she's herself, and conflicts happen around the baby and over the baby, but they both adore the baby.
What I enjoy about finding in a role is when you get a script that just leaves a certain amount of space for you as a performer to bring something to it. I mean, that's to do with the script. It's also to do with the way a director likes to work and, how the team operates.
Mrs. Tichel?
Empty. Almost too empty.
Oh, she must be somewhere else in the hotel.
Where though? There's 2 restaurants here and cellars and acres of grounds.
Well, she's obviously not thinking rationally, so she could be anywhere.
When we're filming, it's such an intense experience for us all to be away on location together. We've become a kind of a microcosm of a community. We've become a huge extended family. We're all on this trip together, and I think that pleasure and joint energy is communicated to the audience.
Police! Nobody move! Mrs. Tichel, where are you? Or should I say, Mrs. Smith?
A couple of words will say what he means, and and I think that only comes from working together, not through one series, but through 2 or 3 series. And we don't do a series every year. We do, every other year.
My son is returning, which is great, and I always get on very well with him. And I have an off-on relationship with the doctor, as most people do. So we'll see. But I'm thrilled about the baby. Bert loves the babies, so.
We've had 8 different babies. They always come in pairs in case one of them's playing up, which could either be that it's refusing to cry or it won't stop crying, depending on what the scene needs. and they can only work for a short amount of time, each pair of babies, so we do sometimes have to have 8 in a day, and that's been quite a logistical headache for all of us.
Then the terrible news that Joan, his aunt, has died on the way to the hospital to see the baby and doesn't get there, which completely knocks the wind out of his sails, which were pretty windless anyway, with the birth of the baby. So he's kind of reeling.
It's nice having you there, because I think you might be able to interpret this.
I take the place of someone. I'm Martin's aunt, and that's fun because I have to be a little bit like Martin, so that's enormous fun.
Mrs. Tichel returns, and her infatuation with Doc Martin turns dangerous. Selena Cadell talks about how easy it is to reprise that role.
Mrs. Tichel comes back absolutely naturally, but I walk in and see a turquoise skirt, black stockings and my neck brace, and I just think, oh, it's fine, I'll be fine. And, you know, then there are scenes, there are some quite interesting scenes in this series where Mrs. Tichel does leave the chemist shop, and she does get into some different outfits.
The big question is, will this be the last series of Doc Martin?
We've been filming for 16 weeks now. We've got another 2 weeks to go, and I think we're all feeling quite sad that it's possibly going to come to an end forever. Although we have said that before, and then we've done another series.
We do constantly kind of, you know, nag Martin or one of them say, you know, well, what's going on, what's happening. I think, you know, the difficulty, of course, are the scripts. And I think one of the sensible things about this series is that we do have 2 years in between to get the scripts right. I don't think we could live in Port Isaac every year. I also think sometimes a successful series just blows itself out, just does too much, too quickly, over. And we keep people waiting, that's much better.